rising of the sun to the going down of same. You never change. You remain the same, the same, the same. Heavens cry and angels bow to the glory of your name, precious Jesus, sovereign God. Hey, hey, you were my God. Oh,
You are on to Edo Broadcasting Service Reloaded live program on EBS television, Edo. And my name is Peggy Kwari, and this is a family segment. Today is the first Tuesday of the month of April 2022. And this morning, we're going to be looking at a very beautiful topic, which says, can a man love two women at the same time? That is a topic for you this morning. And here to discuss the program with me is Mala Paku.
Good morning, viewers, too. Happy to be with you again.
Yeah, and I also have with me this morning Pastor Richard Ben Maswell.
Good morning, viewers.
Who is going to be talking about this topic this morning. Say, can a man love two women? That is the topic. So let's start with Malabako. We have seen a man falling in love with a woman. Now we are saying two women. Can a man love two women at the same time? So what's your...
Thank you very much, my viewers at home. Again and again, we must define love as it relates to the topic under discussion. what some persons call love might not be actually love by the definition of the youth. Love is an essential part of a relationship that makes the heart feel for the spouse in a way that the spouse becomes part and parcel of you. You wish for him or her what you do wish for yourself, and the absence of that person within your reach becomes a problem, which of course makes you feel incomplete at a particular time. Based on that definition, it is difficult for us to say that the same attitude can be applied to two different individuals, particularly when it comes to man and woman relationship. I agree that as a Muslim, it is said that you can marry 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's a caveat. The caveat is that you must be able to love them equally, treat them equally, make provision for them equally. And down in that same verse, it is said that it is difficult for man to do that. Based on that, I doubt, except if you are a superhuman, that you can provide the same love, the same attitude, the same perimeter when it comes to dispersing love to two different individuals, be they men or women. Even among our children, we do know that we do have children which are God gifts, which are personal to you, which of course you have no doubt that anybody will ever share them with you, and they will never leave you. It is difficult for you to say, yes, I love all my children equally. Don't we'll talk of a woman that can slap you on the face anytime and pack her bag and baggages and leave you alone. For me, I doubt. Let me stop there for now.
You say doubt. Great, very doubtful. Join us is Jojo.
All right. Thank
Good morning,
you.
welcome.
Thank you, our viewers. Thank you for staying with us on the family segment. Looking at can a man marry love
Two wives.
not to even to some
Two
love
women.
up to 3 or 4. We've seen cases where some men we have 3 women, and that's my question to Pastor Richard Spain. We find that in some homes, some men we have like 3 to 4 wives, and none of them will feel threatened. The man can still take care of them. The children can come up well. So what I believe, or in some cases, that some men do have this love in surplusity to spread across. Do you agree with me?
Well, I want to stay with Malam Bako because he started on a very powerful note. He started on a very powerful note without sentiment. He hit it and he nailed it. You know, loving 2 wives equally at the same time,
Or more women.
more women is not possible.
At all.
It's not possible because you see, first of all, you had one. What led to having the second one? What led to having the third? What led to having the fourth, the fifth, and so on? There was a vacuum in you, the man, that you feel the first one did not feel, the second one could not feel, the third one, and you know, the desires of men are insatiable. So if you have one and you did not decide to wear this logo, we die here, like I've been saying lately. Whatever happened, we must face it and we must scale through. You don't have that logo and you're like, well, I can multiply wife. I want to tell you, you will keep multiplying them because that vacuum.
Yes, it cannot be
And
filled.
then before you know it, there will be this competition among the women. And once competition comes in, anything is possible. Because it becomes survivor of the fittest.
Yes.
So Malam Bako nailed it. I want to say again. He nailed it. And I'm so happy that he's the one saying it. You know, and I'm so surprised. I'm so that wonderful passage he quoted from the Holy Quran, that it was even still said that no man can actually. So it was actually like
So it's not
a
easy.
permissive will that if you
Yeah.
feel like
Yes.
you will be able
Yes.
to, you can carry on. And fine, some are actually coming up to say we are able. And there's some, I still see some who like, no, I'm content with this one. And that's it. So it's an option.
Yeah, I feel the ability there is not love.
Yes.
It is the content of love. And what I mean by content of love, it could do with finance, it could do with provisions, it could do with some other worldly things. But
Yes.
love, it is difficult for you to share your love if you really mean love.
Love. Wow.
So maybe I can love like I love 2-3 women at a time. I buy you a car, I buy you a car, I buy you a car. I will be with you today, tomorrow I will be with you, I will be with you next tomorrow. But out of them, there's one that you
Love.
cannot, if he's not around you,
can-
you are not
Yeah.
complete.
Yes.
All right.
You are not
That's
complete.
love.
Yes.
What will make talking about the content? What will make a man, for instance, having married to a woman,
Yeah.
will not like to go for the
Further.
second or the third? What are the
Wow.
reasons you are a man?
Then, yeah, so where we not like what I'm going to say now.
No.
As a man, you are the most promiscuous human being God has ever created. I could see you now, Josephine, I will just fall in love with you. I will like you. Then that is where the ability to control your innermost man comes from. When I mean love, I don't call it love, I call it infatuations,
No, okay.
lost, or depend. It could be infatuation because you might not even let Josephine know that you have interest in her, but you just admire her, she goes away. But it becomes lost when you now begin to go further and begin to want
To get her
something
by all means.
from Josephine by all means. Now, because that is the way God created man, then of course, the wife at home should be very, very careful. You have to be careful about, like I said in previous programs, there's something the man saw in you before the man married you. In most cases, we lost it. Having been married, we become lackadaisical to attitudes of what the man used to see in us that makes us special to the man. And so, when those things begin to die, and the man begins to talk about them, darling, where is this dress you used to wear? You say, I beg you, now, dress the rain now. Where is this thing that you used to do? You used to kiss me in the morning. You used to welcome me from work with kiss. Or you used to do it to that. You say, I beg you, stress of life. When you do this, and there's somebody outside there who does those things, it takes the man to begin to look the other side.
Okay.
Because we are human. So, majority of the problem that makes a man look outside is caused by the woman at home, whether the woman like it or not. Go and check yourself and see what I'm talking about. You could say, those minor things, they are minor, but they are very, very essential in keeping your relationship in a marriage.
Okay.
Okay, let me come here. You said it's caused by some women going out there to marry.
Driving the man
yes,
outside,
driving the man out
most
to
of
marry.
the
Yes,
problem
caused by
that leads to
some
that
women.
is caused by the one
Yes.
in the house.
There's somebody I knew that when we were young, just during the school days, he said, I must marry 2 women. And this man I'm talking about now, he has one in Warri and one in Benin. And the man, when he's holiday, travel to Warri, stays there. And when maybe he's come back to his place of work, travel down to Benin. Not that he's working in the Benin.
See,
He
the
works
difference
in Akure.
Yeah, the difference
So-
between what we are talking about now, love and marrying women. They are two different things.
Yeah,
there are
he has made up
essentiality.
his mind that he
Yeah,
wants to
no,
love
there are
2 women.
essentiality in marrying more than one wife, which of course it has its own disadvantages. Actually, when you are getting to old age, you see there's this tendency of children grown. A woman has to go for a mugo. The man is getting old and is now being left alone in the house. All the children are grown up; they are all gone. The men who are married to, I will tell you that at that time I need somebody to also take care of me. I cannot just be alone where the woman is now traveling to visit the children wherever they are. So now there are some other things that they say that make them think of marrying 2 wives. But we are talking about loving these 2 wives equally. That's the topic of the show. Discuss on this morning.
And this man loves these 2 people I'm talking about.
It's difficult
These
for you
2
to
women.
say because you are not the man.
You
You are not the man. Because you are seeing him.
I see
Yeah,
it.
you
I
see
see it
him.
in
You
him.
see him. Like I said, it has to be love of content.
Okay.
He provides for them equally, and he take delight. He take pleasure in testing 2 women. You know, today is okra, tomorrow is pepper soup, and so on and so forth. So
Okay, I would
it's
like
okay.
to stay with,
But when you come, I still want to insist that when it comes to love is not shareable.
Okay.
It stays with one heart. The heart of a man cannot occupy 2 love people at the same time equally. I stand to be corrected.
Right, but you can love,
You
but
can
you
love.
cannot love
Nobody,
equally.
nobody's even going to correct you.
That's just the truth. That means you can love two women, but you cannot love them equally. But there are some cases talking about when you said some women, because of their attitude,
Yeah.
make the husband to look outside.
Yes.
We've seen some cases, these women, they're good emotionally, good physically, good in their cooking skills and whatever. But some men have this problem that they have some particular spec. And whenever they see that spec, they go gaga. So in cases like this, I want you to talk to the men, because definitely you begin to see your kind of spec, like the type you find in your wife. What can you do to help yourself so that you don't, like, I don't understand. You just
Yeah,
go for
in our earlier program, I've said that half woman have problem, full woman, full problem, two women, two problems. And you have to be religious, you have to be godly. You have to respect yourself, because
Respect
whatever
yourself.
you do as a man, when you begin to become so promiscuous, it is not an attitude of a man. You become useless.
Useless.
People now look down on you as someone who is irresponsible. And a man who wants to be responsible, who wants society to look at him as someone who is responsible, should be mindful of what he does when it comes to the issue of women. Because nothing breaks down a man that I know like a woman. If you want to be respected in society, you must mind your attitude towards women, particularly when you are now married. If you are not married, you can be excused. But when you are now married, you now hold society a particular standard that you need to maintain. And if you fall below that standard, in certain circle, you might no longer be relevant.
Okay. There's one trending video about a governor. He was calling the wife and calling the names of the wife. Called the first one, the second one. The third one, he was stuck. He didn't know what to say. Someone has said, this is the name of your wife. He now mentioned the wife. So I believe you that you cannot love all the same. Because, all right, ma'am, since we now know that sometimes we as women, our attitude makes the man to look outside and kind of share the love he has for us. What can this woman do to ensure that the husband's eyes are all only for her alone and not outside? What can the woman do to ensure the man don't look outside but just stay with her?
Well, what can the woman do? Well, the different stroke for different folks. And let me first of all start with that, because it depends on the matter they are handling. You know, it's a man who's promiscuous now, for example, whose eyes is on women all over the whole place. What the wife will have to do is different from what a woman whose husband is not really financially buoyant and she really wants everything at the same time will do. So it depends on what you are handling. But the bottom line is this: when a man decides to stay with you alone as a woman, with all that we have heard now, you know that first of all, that man is somebody you should handle with care. Just like Malam Bako rightly said, knowing that if you don't do that, there are things that may just buy this man from you, you know, rating from other women outside and so many other pressures. So whatever pressure you're having as a woman at home, you must try to be patient and sit up to the game. You know, sometimes your husband, your issue may just be like, I don't like the way you look. Try to look, because your husband could be, you can imagine a man that works in international airport or works in a place where all the trendy ladies, you know, flocks around him. And I remember a book I read some time ago where this woman was married to a man that was working in such places, and somebody asked her, how have you been able to keep this your husband over the years? You know, he's just with you, he's content with you, despite the women he's exposed to. And she said something, she said, I am always looking my best.
Yeah.
And they asked her, how? She said, before my husband wakes up in the morning, I have tiptoed from the bed, go to the bathroom, wash my face, and put on wear my makeup.
Be good.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yes.
Ah.
So as he's opening his eyes in the morning, looking at my face, wow, my wife, you're looking.
Beautiful.
And then before he returns from work, I make sure I'm also, touched up. Allow me to use that word. And so they asked the man one day, say, how have you been able to stay with this your wife over the years? He said, well, I discovered that so many women that I admire, that I actually want to be with, at a point I will stumble on them and see them look tattered. But my wife never looked tattered. She's always on top of the game. Yeah. And so that is the key that this woman have used over the years to keep her husband.
Exactly.
And somebody said, wow, this is hard work. Yeah. Somebody told her, I said, this is hard work. She said, yes, it is worth it, because that is what I could use, or that is what I can use to rescue it. So I need to sit up to the game.
Exactly.
And finally, so let's talk again to the men concerning
Men.
sharing love.
Well, you see, like I said, it like my sister Ali said too, it depends from one man to another.
Yeah.
Some men are outside because of the women inside, some are outside because they are made to be like that. Again, too, the peer groups, that is the caliber of friends you have, also matter. There are men that have vowed never to have other women, but when you fall into a group that will begin to pressurize you to say, what is it? What does your wife? Is it, are you a woman rapper? But unfortunately, every man that marries a woman rapper, because the moment you can blanket yourself with your wife, you become her rapper, and she becomes your rapper. So calling me a woman rapper does not change anything about who I am. Yes. So you should not be deceived by other men to tell you that, oh, you are not trending when you are not doing what they are doing, which of course your heart has not condemned you to do. So you should always be yourself. Then we should also, above all, fear God. Know that, look, why the Muslims have more than 2-3 wives is because when you have a black one, marry a yellow one. When you have a short one, marry a tall one. So you have nothing to look outside.
When you have a fat one,
marry a slim one. That's why we marry more than that. It's because if you don't have cause to look outside.
I want you to just hold that thought, because we are going for the news.
Okay.
I just hope that after the news we'll just beat
of that.
Stay with us. Daybreak continues after the morning news. Please don't go away. We've been looking at family loving more than one, or loving two women. But before we continue on that discussion, let me give you a peep of what is going on. Apart from our morning news, let's see what is going on online on other papers in the country. On the Punch this morning, heavy criticism for federal government as 24 states lose foreign investment. That's bad news. People are leaving, and when they are leaving, people are becoming jobless. And when people are jobless, criminality thrives. All right, federal government ASU trade blame as strike enters 50th day. 3 missing Abuja Assemblies fund. Police say victims abandoned distressed. 3 missing Abuja Assemblies fund. Police say victims abandoned distressed. Ekiti governor aspirant berates APC for sacking workers. Another bad news, Peggy. Sacking workers
at this time.
Terrible. All right. Only intellectual struggle will bring better deeds to Niger Delta. This attributed to DICO. Nigerian cinema records over 346 million naira revenue in March. Kudos. Olubadan warns against violence as Egungun Festival starts May. All right, let's see. Inquest, Dwayne Noyes denies contact with Sylvester pathologist offense autopsy reports. Insecurity is time for dialogue. Anambra cleric takes gunmen. Is enough. We need peace. Brain drain. Nigeria has 315,422 doctor deficit, says NMA. Multi-million naira gunboat sinks in Lagos. Nimasa denies responsibility. Nigerians' total debt could hit 50 trillion naira, according to reports. Dangote refinery will drive industrial revolution in Africa. I wonder one man can do a lot of things, the refinery, and the whole government cannot even do one, or even repair one. God help Nigeria.
Amen.
I know you will say amen for that. All right. CBN warns of illegal firms promising outrageous returns. Okay, for more details, you get your Punch newspaper. But let's just see what the Vanguard is also saying this morning. Today is the 5th day. Sultan Catholic bishops lambast federal government on insecurity. Sultan Catholic bishops lambast federal government on insecurity. One shot dead as tension brews between Delta Tan and that's Presco saying there. We can be reconciled. We can be reconciled. If you want more details, you get your Vanguard newspaper or you go online. Ramadan, the most anticipated Islamic month, is here again.
Holy month.
British Council launches alumni network in Nigeria. Tinubu 2023, show me a man with a bigger heart. Zamfara commissioner's son, 2 others killed in bandits attack on Safa, according to police. Ohaneze disagrees as Soludo offers amnesty to agitators in Anambra. PDP governor slam Garba Shehu over comments on communique. Local government autonomy, you are enemies of Nigeria. Nugget tells governors. Anti-government sermon why we sacked Abuja Imam, the mosque community. El-Rufai and his empty threats to invite mercenaries. Okay. For more details, this the little one we can take for now. So if you want more information, you get your newspaper. Always tell people to read.
To read.
When you read, you learn more.
Yes.
And when you talk,
you know, yes, you know what is happening in the society.
okay.
Even in your family. And let's add this. No, we are talking about the papers. Before we go into the family segment again. You know, today is when no government they stumble into the Imo State prison in Owerri. 5th last year, 2021, when they stumbled there and they released 1,844 inmates. Today makes it 1 year.
And I wonder whether those inmates have been recaptured.
Just imagine.
Okay.
That is the thing.
The security
So sad.
the security situation in Nigeria,
Yes.
I don't know whether we have to start praying, because we've been praying.
We have been praying, like somebody said yesterday, even though we are praying, prayers cannot we
should do the work also.
Yes, we should do the work.
People should be sincere.
Yes.
All right, we always say on this program, when we have a good family, criminalities will be reduced. When the home is good, we have good children that will not go and do evil in the society. And that's why we take this family segment very, very important.
Very
and we
serious.
want you to stick with us, because
Yes.
we have the marriage coaches that will be telling us how to make your home a very beautiful haven. We have Pastor Richard Ben. Again, let me introduce them. You're welcome, Pastor Richard Ben.
Thank you very much.
Malam Bako is with us. Malam Bako, welcome once again.
Thank you, viewers.
Welcome, sir.
Before we went for the news, we're talking about different type of shades of women, yes, and that attracts the men and makes them to want to go astray. So let's stay with that, please.
Not necessarily going astray. I was talking about my religion. People say the Muslim marries up to 4 wives.
Okay, all right.
So I was saying it is just to avoid promiscuity on the part of men that particular chapter was endorsed. That if you have a tall one and your eyes goes out for the short one, marry one. If you have a white one and your eye goes for the black one, marry another one. That makes it for vice versa. If it is tall, short, black, white, whatever. But
Fat, slim.
fat or slim. But we actually today talking about how marry them, and the verse went on to say, but we know you cannot be able to deal with them equally.
Love them.
And so the verse went on to say, if you cannot even marry one, then marry among your slaves, the one your hand can take care of. So to that extent, Islam gives room for you to marry the one you can take care of, the one you can love. But if you feel that you cannot control yourself, that is the point. You cannot control yourself as a man, then of course that's where you are given the room to go for other varieties. But it's not that, it is a reality that Islam says you must marry more than one wife. If you are not married, if you are just marrying one wife, then you are not a good Muslim.
You're a good Muslim. You're married to one or more than.
Of course, I'm married to my wife.
Just one.
So your wife,
Yes.
and you're very comfortable
I'm
with
very,
the
very
wife.
comfortable.
All right.
Do you agree with me? Sir, do you agree
Yes.
with me? They say if you marry two,
Yes.
loving two of them at the same time, and in that, it means that you don't even love any of them. You say you married two.
I've
Loving two of them.
emphasized here that depend on what is definition of love for you. Definition of love for me is that I cannot share my love with anybody except with one that I loved.
So what I'm saying now, it means that
So if you marry two,
you don't even love
if
two of
I
them.
cannot be another person, I am Bako Yusuf. Maybe
Yeah.
the other man that does that
They have
can
their
define
reasons,
they
yeah.
can define their love, but my definition of love does not give me room to share it with another person except with the one I love.
All right. Stay in one with the one you love. Pastor Richard's babe. Okay. Let's talk about what are the disadvantages when you go out with more than one woman or you marry more than one. Is there benefit, first of all? Is there benefit? Let's hear. Getting married to more than one wife.
Well, to be candid and to really be sincere in this talk, because they face us daily, we see them.
Loving two at the same time.
Marrying two wives,
The benefit.
yes, is the benefit I want to stay on now. Some persons will like, okay, if you're married to one wife, what if your grandchildren start coming and the woman go for Mugo? What happened to the man? You leave the man in the cold and all of that. And I was in some setting recently where some men were like, okay, we have decided to come up with this theory. When it's time for our wives to go take care of our grandchildren, we will go with them.
Okay.
But the bottom line is this: if a woman is in a situation where the man, because many men will not want to come. I know that they are just saying that. Many men will not want to follow the woman.
No, pride and other things.
Along to, go with her to
In-laws.
take care of the grandchild. So wisdom now come to play for a man who have decided to marry one woman. The woman who is going to take care of one child should be sound enough upstairs to advise herself to stay a little and go back and meet her husband.
Exactly.
Because we have had a situation where
things.
the woman now, some of these women even now abuse it. You leave your husband in the cold. In fact, I handled a case recently where this woman left her husband in the cold to take care of a grandchild. She was with this grandchild for 3 months rolling. And her husband was at home, that they were not even begging her to go and meet her husband. I mean, it's I don't know how to put it. It's insane. I don't know how to classify it. How can you leave your husband for 3 months? You say you are taking care of a grandchild. So that's an abuse. I was with the National Female Lawyers recently, because there are many things people do in marriage, they don't even know it's abuse. It's an abuse. How can you leave your husband in the cold? 3 months, you say you are taking care of a grandchild. So there are some of the advantages is that the man who is married to two wives, in a way we say, well, when one goes, the other one will take care of me.
Be cooking for me.
But like Malam Bako has said, I am content with one wife. So if, like him now, content with one wife, and your husband is content with you want to go for Mugo, I will tell you, if you even stay for 1 month, it is
It's abuse.
It's too much.
it is almost an abuse.
Yes.
2 weeks, 1 month, go back
That's
and make.
right.
And if you're staying for that 1 month, 247 will be on your phone with your husband. How are you? Have you eaten?
Video call.
Have you?
Are they newly married?
No.
Doesn't
See,
matter.
hey.
The older you go,
That's what
the
we're
older
talking
you go, the
Listen.
more you need yourself.
Yeah, because
That's
some of
not
these
it.
things
Yes.
leads to the untimely death of some men when the man now is lonely. So you be on phone with him.
Okay.
You talk with him. So women, that's an assignment for us. So that is one, because somebody will say, well, that is an advantage. So for you, your husband is content with you, hold that man tight. Do everything to make him happy. Do everything to make him comfortable. Like Malabakwa equally say, let me quickly say something. The reason why some men go for 1, 2, 3 wives is because they want to eat okra, they want to eat a goosey, they want to eat a banga soup, they want to eat a vegetable. So if they are putting up with just you, try to make in yourself a
Vegetable,
goosey soup,
okra,
ogbono
and
soup,
all of them,
and
all in
in
one.
yourself. So you're one woman now, diversifying yourself into 8, 10 women for your husband.
Okay, please, before we round up, somebody called me when we were outside. He said, I love my wife so much that now I have 3 children with my wife. But now I am feeling something for somebody else. A woman I just saw I'm just carried away. I want to love that
All right,
woman.
Pastor,
So what is your advice for that man?
I earlier said that by nature, man definitely will look at another woman and admire the woman. And I said it is either of 2 things. Either you admire the person because that is the nature of man, and it becomes, it shouldn't be an obsession, and it shouldn't be lost. It shouldn't be lost, because if you now allow yourself to do that, anytime you are looking at that direction, always think of the possibility of the problem that are going to be involved in it. It is sweet at that time when you are looking at the person, you think that, oh, this is a beautiful flower, I want to pluck. Haven't plucked the flower, can you maintain the flower? And when what the particular girl is seeing in you is no longer there, do you think you can revive her to be what you want her to be? Because the one you have at home already accommodated you, are ready to live with what you have and who you are, whatever excesses you have. But the one you are bringing in, we now begin to discover the real you. Because what you see outside the marriage is not what you see when you are inside the marriage.
Yeah.
So by the time you tell the real you, people are going to emanate. Will you be able to cope with it? So my advice to men is that, yes, don't always buy everything you like in the market. You can just say, oh, I like these things. Then
And
pass
you turn
it,
your eyes
or you
on-
don't need it.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking about loving more than one woman. From this discussion, discipline is very important.
Very
Yeah, I was going to say that because women equally have that issue. But you have decided to stay married, discipline yourself and stay with your man, stay with your woman.
Discipline is very important. It's very, very sacrosanct.
So you could be enticed by other men to say, look, I can provide this for you, I can provide it for you. You say, look, I'm satisfied what I
That would
have.
be another discussion.
Yes.
Women, they are married, legally married, and they
But
still
yet they
go
are outside.
around
that's
behaving
an
like
interesting one.
students or schoolgirls.
Yes.
Huge one,
We
huge one.
will
Huge one.
discuss that.
Yes.
Thank you, Malam Bako, for your thoughts this morning. Pastor Rich Rospen, we appreciate you. Daybreak continues after this moment. Please don't go away.